Hi everyone, it is Living Tree. Welcome back. I'm going to be giving you an update video today. I feel a little bit off because it's been forever since I've made a video. And I'm going to be talking to you about where I've been and what's going on. Not in detail, I'll probably just kind of give you highlights. Nothing too dramatic. But there's several reasons why I have not been making videos lately, and I just want to kind of talk about those reasons and let you know that I will be coming back. Videos to me for the past year have been very difficult. I have changed quite a bit, but the main reason why I'm not making videos anymore is because I simply needed a break from YouTube, and I needed to turn off my videos, privatize them, to kind of think about some things and how I wanted to do the channel, because there was just a necessity within myself to want to reframe this whole channel. And this channel has gone through several changes, and every time it goes through a change, you know, I feel like I'm disappointing those that have joined the channel because I was in a particular energy or moment in time, I'll say, or a particular interest. So I can't tell you when the last time I did a video. I think the last video I did had to do with the altar for Samhain, I think, and it was and then shortly after that, I went through a huge spiritual shift. It was very strange. Immediately, something inside of me was saying, shut down the channel and just rest a bit, and, you know, don't upload anymore until you feel like you've got this worked out within yourself. And so the other reason for this would be that I am changing, and so the content on this particular channel will also be reflecting that change as well, and I'll talk a little bit about that change. But also, my husband had a minor heart attack, and that put us back quite a bit in terms of just when something like this happens to you, and your husband is in his 40s, and it happens so young, it just throws you off. It just makes the whole situation different. Life, the perception, all of it. And he's better, though. That's the good news. And it was a minor heart attack, and but he is on, I would say, 10 different medications now. He has complications with other health issues, so my time and my energy has been going to helping him, as well as homeschooling and doing the other responsibilities of life. I've been doing some writing on the side and contributing to some groups on Facebook. And some of you, you're friends with me on Facebook, so you know what I'm talking about. I've been contributing poetry and just little write-ups every now and then that I do when I feel the urge to write or express some ideas. So, also in addition to this, I privatized because there were some commercials that were being aired on my videos that I didn't really agree with the content and its message, and it was being put out by Gaia, and it basically had to do with alien life forms and things of that nature. And I don't know, I just felt like in a lot of ways that commercial may be misleading people, and I didn't want my content tied in with that. Karma really is what it is. A lot of people, they don't think about that. They don't think that, they don't think about the idea of karma in relation to monetization, in relation to the actual advertisers. So you got to be careful with that, because karma is going to be interwoven in everything you do and say. There's a sense of karma about it, and it will be interwoven. Whatever you're saying or doing will be interwoven in the actions that are being taken based off of what you're saying. So really, in a lot of ways, when we make a video and we'll say we intentionally mislead people, we are creating then a sense of karma for ourselves. Okay. And the same goes with really the content without intention, I think. It's a karmic thing. And I really started realizing that, started really sinking into me. Why is this bothering me? Then, on top of that, I had some problems with monetization, period, with the channel, because at that point I began to think about why was monetization a part of my channel? And those of you who know that monetize your videos, you know that it's not a whole lot of money, but of course it's money and it's appreciated and valued. But then came with myself, there came an understanding of what did that mean to me. And so I decided that I did not want to, I wanted to think about monetization is what I wanted to think about. So I'm still thinking about monetization. What does that mean? Because sometimes that can drive you to make content instead of you putting out content based on your interests. So you become free of any kind of tie there at that point. You're free to express your thoughts, and you don't have anything molding or shaping or pushing that idea. And the same thing goes with selling things on Amazon. Becoming an Amazon affiliate. So, tough questions, really. And some people would say, you're crazy. You know, there should be no problem with this at all. But I've actually had that happen, and they're told to me. And I said, well, there's a problem with it, but I can't tell you exactly what the problem is. And that goes usually with most things and feelings with myself regarding that exchange of money for knowledge or duty or a deed, whatever it be. And so here I am back, and I have gone through what I would call I would say the last place I was at was the Underworld. And being in the Underworld, I literally went there in a sense, not only in an emotional way, but I went there through an experiential way because of what's happening in my life. So it's really about me being in that underworld type of energy still, and learning about myself and learning about these changes happening within me, and just trying to balance this with everyday life, and that can become very challenging at times. Because, you know, there's a sense in a lot of ways in life you want to become free of labels. You want to surpass that, because you realize that the more you study in your spiritual studies, all of this is connected, every single bit of it. And we go through different phases where we must identify or attach ourselves with a label, because that helps us transcend to the next level of asking or understanding who we are as an individual. And the journey to me has been quite interesting, because it's led me in so many different directions. Definitely in the esoteric department, it's led me in the occult world. And a lot of you realize that if you're into esoteric studies or esoteric studies, you get into that and things become very much a challenge to make connections, because the surface of information alone without making connections is going to be pointless in a lot of ways to me. So it's always about the bigger picture for myself. And you know, my soul's been called into so much stuff here in the past 6 or 7 years. It's crazy. I've been called into anything from uh, the whole idea behind Indian mysticism, uh, to anthroposophy, to religion in general, all kinds of religion, to the occult world, just trying to navigate and come into these places of learning, and Druidry is another one, places of learning and making connection. And that's the real challenge here. And the quest ultimately is for truth and seeing knowledge as a conduit to that, of course, and learning how to navigate oneself within everything that's being acquired. So that's not easy, especially when you feel like you're being, I wouldn't say consumed by it, but that's what happens sometimes. You know, we get out there and we start to read about something, or we begin to study something, and that becomes the way of our life. That becomes our life. And that's exactly what's happened with me. It's just being immersed in all of these spiritual studies and making connections. And it's amazing because I just made a connection this morning. And it can be connections that are obvious, but some that are just symbolic, you know, where you can see like something's being told to you through a pictorial way. Or, you know, you're going down the road and you see a sign, and all of a sudden you see this message on the sign and you connect it to something higher in your thinking. And so this is where I'm at. And when I left the channel, you know, I was very much in a place of this whole idea, but it was very different. It's all changed. And 2019 has really been a year of just amazing change, really. It's just been, just here in the past 2 weeks, I've had a lot of things happen in a very different way than before. So, but when I left the channel, I was in the underworld. I was very much in the paganistic type of energy. I was identifying with paganism. Now I'm identifying with the relationship of paganism, both of old culture and old world, we'll say, in the new age, in relation to better and higher understanding of humanity. And those of you listening may or may not know what I'm talking about, but so there is this application, we'll say, to a different type of perception with the world within myself. But of course, you have to travel these places to get to the next level, so to speak. And that's where I'm at right now. Amidst all of the real world stuff and drama, we'll say, I have to somehow navigate it. And you know, this is the way of life for some people, and for myself. I don't know if anybody else is going through this, or if you've been through this. Let me know in the comments section. And you know, when you begin to change like this and you want to express yourself, but there's a part of you knowing that you know you can't express everything, because some things you express may not even be fully understood. They may not be fully understood by you, the person expressing it, and then they may not be fully understood by the people watching. So the last thing I want to do is fool anybody. I want to honestly express myself here and do it in a way that I feel like would benefit others that are on the same similar journey. So this is where I'm at right now, and some of you have emailed me. You've gotten in touch with me, and you've wanted to know, you know, what's happened, and here I am. And I will let you know that I have been watching some of your videos. I've actually, I I've actually chiseled out a lot of where I was at in terms of subscriptions. When I was making my change, it seemed to be just very sudden. It was a very sudden thing, and I realized, I had to switch the energies that I was taking in. And that's what was happening ultimately, is that I was taking in all of these, I would say, more paganistic ideas rather than the esoteric ideas. And so now I'm just kind of surfing in this or swimming around in this pool of a few, and it's very difficult to find connections now spiritually with people. There's a few people that I have some deep connections with, or I wouldn't even call them deep. I would say somewhat deep, but similar in the fact that we are synchronizing with the same ideas. But definitely, it turns into something that's generally more philosophical or intellectual, and that always turns me into a different direction, period. It takes me away from where I need to be going. And this is the kind of world we're living in, too. We're living in more of an intellectual world instead of a world that can kind of use the world's, use other ways of getting to knowledge, we'll say. So, that's exactly where I'm at right now. And, I will be coming back with videos. I probably will be more private and more reserved in the content that I'm going to share. I want it to be more of a message of you find something within whatever it is that I'm doing, rather me telling you what to get. And it's so difficult when you have those two different ideas happening. But when I do videos now, it's very much about the inner to the outer. And when I started, it was about bringing the outer to the inner and then going and bringing that out to everybody. And that was the form of, we'll say that's somebody that's trying to bestow knowledge upon people. Now it's about sharing experience, and then you gain the knowledge from it. But that's going to be something that will be more artsy, I think. It'll be more maybe poetic, painting, possibly things of that nature. And then talking about books that I've ordered that I'm finding some valuable information in, or that are helping me on my path. But I'm definitely cutting out themes, cutting out ideas associated with child rearing and homeschooling and all of that. I was trying to blend the two ideas here on this channel and found out very quickly that I didn't want to do that. I want to kind of navigate completely away from that and get more into, it's going to be a channel that's going to primarily be uploads that are going to involve my spiritual path, the path that I'm currently having, which is very, very angelic, by the way, right now. It's interesting because I went from, literally that's been the struggle, from the underworld to Mount Olympus. It's been from the heavens, down to the earth. It's been like a constant pull with me. But that's going to be what the mark of the journey is going forward. Now, some of the videos that I have, I'm going to keep private, and I'll be changing the way the banner looks on the channel and all of that. And I want to let everybody know, thank you for emailing me. There are two people that I still need to get the photos out to. Not photos, but the painting prints out to. And I'm sorry that's taken so long, but there has been something literally coming up, I feel like, but it hasn't been too long. I guess a couple of months now. So you'll get them eventually. My apologies about that. Some of you, I think I've already sent out 2 or 3 people. Someone was supposed to actually leave their information and didn't. So I think I've got 1 more to mail out, and then the individual that needs to leave their information. So just when I go and make that video public again, you can just go back into it and look at that. But Yeah, this is going to be an interesting twist in the channel, and I'm excited about it, but yet at the same time, I'm kind of unsure about it. Videos will probably not be as frequent. Again, I'll be trying to be more genuine in the feeling that I have for the content rather than anything else motivating me to upload other than that. And the channel will not be monetized, so I'm going to be demonetizing the channel, and we're going to go from there and see what happens. The channel itself, the name, more than likely will still be the same because that has significance, spiritual significance, and it still does. So anyway, I think it's going on 20 minutes, super long. I will see you guys in the near future, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.